Have you ever felt like someone's words or actions ruined your entire day? Maybe it was a careless remark, a rude message, or a silent disappointment that stayed with you far longer than it should have. You replay the moment in your head again and again, crafting clever responses that never leave your lips, defending yourself to no one but your own thoughts. You feel your peace slipping away, replaced by anger, frustration, and noise. But here's the truth. No one can truly disturb your peace unless you allow them to. The world can throw its storms, people can speak their poison, but your mind is your own. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, understood this better than anyone. They lived in chaos in the courts of emperors, amidst betrayal, slavery, and death. Yet they found calm not in escaping the world, but in mastering themselves. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the art of being unshakable, the art of emotional mastery, the ability to stand still while the storm rages. Today, we will explore 10 lessons drawn from Stoic wisdom to help you reach that calm, to live in a world that cannot control your emotions, no matter what happens. Lesson 1. Your reactions are your choice. Imagine this. You're walking peacefully through your morning, maybe drinking coffee, watching sunlight spill over the city, when suddenly someone says something rude. The warmth drains from you, replaced by irritation. You think, why did they ruin my day? But pause, they didn't. You did. The Stoics believed our emotions don't come from the world itself, but from how we interpret it. Epictetus said, "It's not things that upset us, but our opinions about them. Between what happens and how we respond lies a space, and in that space lies our power, our freedom, our growth." Think of your mind as noise-canceling headphones. The city may roar, the world may shout, but you decide what gets through. You can't stop people from being thoughtless, but you can stop yourself from being disturbed. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic or criticizes your work unfairly, take a breath. That pause is power. That stillness is freedom. Ask yourself, what do I gain from reacting? What do I lose by staying calm? The answer is always the same. Peace costs nothing. Anger costs everything. So train yourself to pause, to breathe, to choose calm over chaos. Because that choice, made again and again, is what separates the free from the enslaved. Lesson 2. Stop expecting people to behave like you. You help others, you listen, you care. And yet when you need them, they vanish. It hurts, doesn't it? You think I would never treat them this way. But here's the truth. People are not you. They act according to their own nature, their own fears, their own understanding. Expecting them to live by your standards is like expecting the ocean to stay still. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, today I will meet interference, ingratitude, arrogance, deceit, selfishness, and ignorance. All of them due to the offender's ignorance of good and evil." He didn't say this to be cynical. He said it to be prepared. When you expect the world to act according to your plan, you guarantee disappointment. When you accept people as they are, you gain peace. The wise don't demand perfection from others. They accept imperfection as part of nature. So the next time someone fails you, remind yourself. They are living by their own understanding, not yours. You can't control their behavior, but you can control your expectations. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Much of our pain comes not from what people do, but from what we expected them to do. Release those expectations and you release the weight of frustration that never needed to be carried. Lesson 3. Let go of the need to be right. Think about your last argument, maybe with a partner, a friend, a stranger online. You felt the urge to prove yourself, to make them see that you were right. But what did it cost you? Time, peace, respect. The need to always be right is a silent form of pride, and pride is the enemy of peace. Epictetus taught, if someone shows you that your opinion is wrong, change your opinion, for you will be changed by the truth. But most people don't want truth. They want victory. Yet victory in argument often means defeat in serenity. Ask yourself, would you rather be right or would you rather be calm? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. When you see how short life is, how fragile every moment is, being right seems so small compared to being kind. So practice humility. Listen more than you speak. When others insist, let them. You lose nothing by being silent. You gain everything by staying peaceful. Because the man who can stay calm while being misunderstood is the one who truly understands himself. Lesson 4, do not let the words of others define your worth. There will be times when someone mocks your efforts, questions your choices, or criticizes what you believe in. And for a moment, their words will echo inside your mind, louder than your own. You'll begin to doubt yourself. But here is a truth that no one can take away from you. Your worth is not determined by anyone's opinion, not by their praise, and not by their judgment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others. Why do we hand strangers the keys to our peace? Why do we allow another's passing comment to shape how we see ourselves? The Stoic path demands something harder than indifference. It demands clarity. Learn to separate what is real from what is noise. When someone criticizes you, ask, is there truth in their words? If yes, learn. If not, let it go. Seneca said, a wise man is content with himself. That contentment doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from understanding that your value is intrinsic. You are not what they say. You are what you choose to be. Their words fade. Your truth remains. Lesson 5. Protect your energy by setting boundaries. Imagine this. A friend keeps calling you, pouring their chaos into your day. A coworker keeps adding tasks to your plate. A family member expects you to fix problems that aren't yours. You want to help, but the more you give, the less of yourself remains. You feel guilty saying no, but drained when you say yes. This is where Stoic wisdom meets self-respect. Epictetus said, no person is free who is not master of himself. Boundaries are not walls, they are gates. They determine what enters and what must stay out. When you fail to set them, you let others decide how your time and peace are spent. Protecting your energy doesn't mean selfishness. It means sustainability. You cannot pour from an empty cup. The next time you feel overwhelmed, pause and remind yourself, I am not responsible for everyone's emotions. I am responsible for my own clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. The same is true for people. They can only drain you if you allow it. Set your boundaries calmly, firmly, and without apology. True kindness begins with honesty, and the honest truth is that peace requires protection. Lesson 6. Detach from the opinions of others. The crowd will always have something to say. They will praise you when it's easy, mock you when it's convenient, and forget you when it's over. If you live for their approval, you'll die by their rejection. The Stoics knew this long before social validation became our modern addiction. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The one who fears judgment never finds freedom. Detachment is not coldness, it is clarity. It's knowing that people's opinions are reflections of their own experiences, not definitions of your worth. When someone calls you strange, they're revealing their limits, not yours. When they mock your dream, they're describing their fear of failure, not your destiny. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "People exist for one another, teach them or bear with them." That is the balance, compassion without dependence. Care for others but do not carry their opinions as truth. The wise man listens to criticism without letting it anchor his heart. The fool chases approval and wonders why he never feels whole. Detach from the crowd. Return to your inner stillness. The noise fades when you stop listening for validation. Lesson 7. Respond with silence, not anger. Anger is seductive. It whispers, defend yourself, prove them wrong. But anger is a poor advisor. It clouds judgment, weakens focus, and poisons the heart. Seneca called anger a brief madness, and he was right. When someone insults you, silence is your shield. It disarms the aggressor and preserves your dignity. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Silence does not mean submission. It means mastery. It says, "I will not descend to your level. I will not trade my peace for a moment of satisfaction." The next time someone tries to provoke you, imagine standing before a fire. Every word you speak in anger is fuel. Every moment of silence is water. You decide what burns. You decide what survives. The strongest man in the room is not the loudest. It's the one who does not need to prove himself. So practice silence. Let your restraint speak for you. As the Buddhists say, speak only if it improves upon the silence, and often it doesn't. Lesson 8. Accept what you cannot control. The Stoics taught that peace begins the moment you stop fighting reality. You cannot control what people think of you. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control outcomes that depend on others. You can only control your actions, your words, your thoughts, and that is enough. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control and some are not." The simplicity of that statement hides an entire philosophy. Most of our suffering comes from confusing the two. We waste energy trying to rewrite what's already been written, to bend the world to our will. But reality does not yield to frustration. It only becomes heavier when you resist it. Imagine trying to stop a river with your hands. The harder you press, the more it slips away. The wise man learns to float. Acceptance is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's saying, "I don't control the storm, but I control how I sail." When you accept what you cannot change, you stop wasting life in resistance. You stop being a victim of circumstance. You become unshakable because nothing that happens can take you from yourself. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Love only what happens, which is your destiny." No greater harmony exists. Lesson 9. Practice voluntary discomfort. In a world obsessed with convenience, comfort has become a silent prison. We avoid anything that feels hard, anything that challenges us. But the Stoics believe that true freedom is found through strength, not softness. Seneca advised his students, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest fare and roughest clothing, saying to yourself, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" When you deliberately expose yourself to discomfort, you stop fearing it. Cold showers, fasting, solitude, silence. These are not punishments. They are reminders. They remind you that peace does not depend on luxury, that happiness does not depend on comfort. They prepare you for life's storms by teaching you how little you actually need. Marcus wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Practice going without. Walk in the cold. Sit with hunger. Face silence. Each act of voluntary discomfort is a rehearsal for adversity. When hardship comes, it won't break you, because you've already learned how to stand in the rain. Lesson 10. Remember death. Memento mori. There is no greater teacher of peace than death, not because it is morbid, but because it is honest. The Stoics kept death close, not as fear, but as focus. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." When you live with that awareness, trivial annoyances lose their power. You stop arguing over small things. You stop chasing meaningless approval. You start cherishing every breath, every sunrise, every conversation. Death reminds you that time is your most precious resource. You spend it every day, and you can never earn it back. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. So waste less. Be present. Forgive quickly. Speak truthfully. Let go of grudges before they turn to poison." You don't need to fear death if you live fully. And you can't live fully if you're constantly angry, bothered, or distracted by the noise of others. Conclusion: the stillness within. Imagine standing on a mountain at dawn. The wind moves through the grass, the light breaks over the horizon, and for a moment, everything is still. That stillness exists inside you, beneath the noise, beneath the chaos, beneath every storm that life throws your way. It is the space that cannot be touched by insult or disappointment. The Stoics called it the citadel within, the inner fortress. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful than your own soul." When you live from that place, the world loses its power to shake you. You stop reacting. You start responding. You stop needing to win. You start to understand. You see anger for what it is, a cry of weakness. You see calm for what it is, an act of strength. To never be disturbed is not to be cold, but to be clear, to see things as they are and to remain unbroken. Epictetus said, "No man is free unless he is master of himself," and mastery begins with awareness. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember their anger belongs to them. Their words are theirs to carry. You are not obligated to pick them up. Walk through the world like the Stoics did, with calm eyes, with a steady heart, with gratitude for what is, not longing for what isn't. You will still face storms. People will still disappoint you, but within there will be silence, strong, unmovable, serene. That is the art of never being angry, the art of never being bothered, the art of peace. And if you forget all else, remember this: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength.